So this piece here is the keel on the boat, all right? It's the bit that keeps the boat upright when we're sailing. And basically it has some keel bolts which bolt it to the boat. Now there's lots of different configurations you can use for how the boat has its keel bolted on. Our situation is our boat can ground onto the seabed when the tide goes out, onto the beach. But there's a problem with that, and that is that when the tide goes out and in, the bottom of the boat is bouncing on the ground like this sometimes, which can weaken any seals to the keel bolts, which basically means we need to create some keel bolts which are massively impervious to corrosion. Not like a standard one like this, where the keel never sees the floor. So, that's our conundrum. Right, so today we're going to make some keel bolts. But this is the most important part of the boat, so I need to come to a place that can do the job for me. And that's because this, like a Duplex stainless steel, it does something called work hardening, and it makes the metal really, really, really hard to work with. So unless you've got forced cooling and pretty high-tech systems, and Carl, who's going to do the stuff here, he's had to get some impressive kit to do it, so I'll just stop waffling and we'll get on. Right, mate. Excuse my fag packet drawing, so to speak.
As these boats literally hold our boat together, Chris spent a fair bit of time with Carl making sure we got the correct thread size, no sharp edges on the thread to avoid point loading, which is basically reducing weakened areas. And well, we've spent a fair chunk of our budget on this Monel, so he's also making sure we can get enough nuts and half nuts out of it. Here's hoping. The tool room are all about precision, which suits us for this job, and Monel work hardens, so extra care was taken when working with it, and a special type of carbide tip was used for the milling. Now, don't ask me what it was, but this place was so tidy we could eat our dinner off the benches, so I fully trusted them.
So while we're waiting on the nuts and bolts to get built, I'm going to prepare the keel to accept them. So that means drilling the holes in the bottom and one thing and another. Now what happens with the keel bolts is they get cast into the lead onto a frame, and that, when it's casted, has the bolt sticking out the top. Now usually you would bolt them straight through the holes in the bottom of the boat, but with this boat being a bit different, she dries out. So this is the keel that goes inside the boat. It's the fin shape, right? The fin shape lifts up and down on runners, so we can adjust the height of it. But there's a little sneaky thing on that too. It means that we can dry the boat out when the tide goes out. We can basically sit on the two rudders and this fin with the lead bulb on the bottom. So we can go out on adventures, take bikes on and off and that kind of stuff, and access the shore without having to have a dinghy, which is pretty cool. It also means we can get out of the way of bad weather and hide in shallower areas by lifting the keel up. Super handy, but what we've got to do is figure out how we're going to bolt this on here. Hello! They're so quiet in here. What we have is an idea. We're going to put some windows in here. Now the windows allow us to get the socket in, and if this keel was built as per the CAD drawings, we should have another level of metal in here. Just a quick check that I'm not going to drill any holes where I shouldn't. Going to have a look at the CAD. It should be on here somewhere. This is the keel here, so I'll zoom into this. This is the keel bolts, so we can see here, so I'll use the mouse, but these three things here. And these are the windows that I'm putting in. So I'm going to put one in one side and two on this side. And the way the keel's been made is a little bit of a hash, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really sure what's going on, so we're going to have to wing it and do things a little bit different. My concern is that I cut into this piece here, which is one of the big structural parts. So what you're hearing is the sound difference where the structural weld is. You can hear it ring here. And then as I get towards this part here, kind of disappears about there, which would suggest that that's around there is where the actual structural bearer is. I'm just checking that before I go and cut this out, but I'm also not that stupid, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole right in the middle somewhere, put my finger around, or a welding wire or something like that, so I can see, because it would be an absolute disaster to have to do all that again. So I'm just going to crack on with this old school way that I can. So we spent a fortune on nuts and bolts, and I'll go into that in a minute when we get back from the tool room, when they've done them, and we'll see how much it costs. Now I know they're not going to be cheap, so I'm saving some money here by using a good old trimming router, which might not be big enough for the job, but basically woodworking tools and my good old Aldi's router bits, of which I only have 2 left anyway, so this is where we start. So basically what we have is a CNC cutout a guy called Scotty made for us. Scotty's like a special effects guy from Hollywood, a legend, like, and he has basically offered to help us. So this is an exact CNC cutout, and the holes, can you see the holes there? That's where the keel bolts are supposed to go. So I can mark out now on here where these holes go, and I know where to cut my windows, which is pretty cool. I'm also going to take a scribe of this so we can get this to match exactly and send that back to Scotty, and then when I come to do the next part, which is the bulb on the bottom, we can make it exactly the same size and account for shrinkage of lead and all that kind of stuff, and probably get it wrong, but we'll have a crack at getting it right. But he'll do his bit right. My bit though, it's a bit of a win and a prayer. Anyway, too much waffle, let's go. I hope this is alright.
I thought it was a little hole you were doing.
No, I thought I'd put a big one in. Oh, one thing to question. Could have put a little one in, couldn't I? I didn't though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. So in the CAD drawing, there should be a plate running across here and another plate running across here. Those plates are so that we can fill these holes up with expanding foam. The question is, are those plates structural? I can't imagine they need to be. So, where does that put us? Putting a hole in it.
Really?
I want to see. Ooh. If you're wondering why I didn't use cutting compound there, that's because that's to sort of preserve the drill, you use that. I didn't use it because if I need to, I'm going to weld that piece back into it, and the cutting compound would not do wonders for my welding. Wouldn't react well. I'm going super high tech. There's you.
Chris, high tech.
Can turn the light up as well. Amazing. Right, I'm going in. You're coming. I can't see anything great. How's this work? Oh, look. I think you need some lessons to drive this thing.
Honey, baby, meet me just one last time. Honey, baby, talk to me one last time. It's hard leaving you this way, but the train's about.
I've done enough with Chris now that I know he can make stuff work. But this one I was nervous about because, well, it just felt like a massive commitment to me making these huge windows in, well, what we hoped was the right place. As he's using basic tools, this took time, lots of time, extra jigs made up, and a lot of cups of tea to make it work.
It's not perfect for sure, but I'll be honest with you, it's pretty good. I think given we don't have a CNC router, and even then program it to go around corners is pretty tricky. So yeah, short of cutting them out before with a flat plate, that's perfect. You wouldn't think it, but yeah, the cheapest router bits in the world, and I'm not even using a proper router, it's just a palm router. I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing is not in good condition anymore. Not bad, a bit blunt, could sharpen it, but a bit of cutting solution is all you need.
And so it went on, but don't fret, we are about to get outside to check out something new on the cards. You've got the magic key.
Aha! This is where we're going to make the bulb, apparently. Alrighty! This is perfect, we've even got lights.
Oh,
And water.
and water.
Yeah. I'm not so sure about the water bit, like. What's going on there?
Just a shower.
Ah!
Doesn't like
Is that just condensation in here? Oh, hey.
Wow.
Sound? Perfect. I saw the aircon light. When you turn that on?
Same place you turn the lights on. A rock.
Jesus Christ, man. Stop it.
Why not?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now seemed like the right time to get this foam out the van and into the new cabin. This is surprisingly heavy moulding foam that we got from trusty suppliers East Coast Fiberglass, ready for the next step of this keel build.
Good as gold. Is this the last one in here now, is it? Come round here, man, come round here. Honestly, this looks collapsed, doesn't it? Alrighty. We go okay?
Yeah, spot on.
Oh, look at that, look. This guy's done it before. So I'm pretty excited at going to the nuts just now, but come and have a look at this as well. This is well sweet. So this is the threads he's turned on, and we're going to pass this through this plate. This is the plate that's going into the keel, and I could cut this out with a grinder, but I want to get washers out of it. And I want to get the holes exactly in the right place. And clearly these guys are good at machining things properly. So they're going to make washers out of this. But when you mill something, you got to be careful, because of the size of the tool that you have won't fit in here. So they're going to use this machine here. This is like a brass wire that heats up and uses electricity, so the wire doesn't actually touch the metal, and they can cut the washers out using that. That is absolutely wacky. But yeah, Carl's done a fab job of these. These look absolutely brilliant. So that one goes on the bottom, plate goes here, and we'll weld that all together as well. I decided to put a nut on it because I can. Why not? Then we have the lead cast about here, then we have some spacers, then we have the keel, and then we put the nuts and washers on. I'm over the moon and building a boat. Happy days. Have you tried a nut on it?
Yeah. They're both there. Just one nice one.
Don't fit. Oh,
Find the start. That's the one.
look at that, man. Look at that. Good as gold, mate.
Very good.
Happy. Oh, I'm so pleased. This is like another day in the office for you, mate, but
Yeah.
for me it's not. Sound?
Yeah, glad to help. Enjoyed it. It was alright. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the nuts, to be honest.
Unfortunately, we ran out of Monel for the half nuts, but you win some, you lose some.
So this material that we've used is massively expensive, but it's massively good. It's Monel 400 and it's cost us way over our budget. It's been around about £2,000, I think it was. So that's without the machining cost, that's just purely for the material. So it puts us about 5 times more expensive than a 316 stainless steel or any of the other stainless steels. It's way more expensive than. But the truth of it is it's way better. It's better galvanically, it's better for strength, it's better for corrosion as well. So it's just so much better. Basically the main issue with keel bolts, without getting too geeky, is that they don't do well with crevice corrosion, and Monel 400 does. It's a rarity in the marine world because of its price, and the truth of it is there's very little point in putting it in most boats at all. But when you're building something such as ours, which is an actual adventure vessel, so that's basically spec'd way higher than a worldwide cruising boat or something like that, it kind of makes sense just to do it right, in my opinion, and that is to have something which can ground quite a lot. It can hit the floor, because it's like that's going to happen, and it's also able to basically look after itself when that happens. The ability to have keel bolts which will last way longer before we see that hourglass wasting, which is common of these kind of bolts, is something that I really want, especially for what we're aiming for. So basically that's where we are. Over budget, relatively happy about that, because it's the one thing I wanted to get right, so I'm pleased about that. Shame about the half nuts, can't win them all, eh? But that's life. We're going to buy some more material. Sorry, that price was inclusive of the new material. I've ordered that, so there you have it. So there we go. 2 of them, we're going to make the half nuts up to lock onto the top of it. We're going to get cracking with this fin, and then we're going to shoot off to Switzerland as well and get the boat over to the UK. We're exhibiting at the boat show. Really excited about that. That's the Southampton Boatshow in the UK, so people can come and visit us. They'll be able to get on the boat and have a wander around, which is going to be super cool. And if anyone would like to help support us, or maybe buy some keel bolts or something like that, you're more than welcome to join us over on Ko-fi, and on there I can help people with their boats as well. Or if anyone wants to just get involved as we go through the canals all the way through France, you can get involved. Come and join us, have a good time. We just want to get this boat from A to B, which actually is harder than it seems, because we're doing it fully electric. So we are actually going to have to be reaching out for places to charge the batteries if there is no charging stations around. So if anyone knows anybody sort of through the French canals heading towards Calais, which I know is a very vague statement, but we'll maybe overlay a map in the next video so you can see where we're heading. But yeah, basically Paris to Calais is where we're going to have the biggest issues. On that note, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Will we be here? Will we be in Switzerland? Will we be casting lead? I don't actually know at the moment. See ya.